This week is going to be a bit different. I want to touch base on a couple of things, some updates, and some other stuff going on. I'm also running late, and we'll get into the reason why I'm running late today and what is going on. But before we do anything else, I want to touch on two things. So what I'm doing right now is I should have done this beforehand, but I'm adding in the link to buy this shirt. Well, not this particular shirt, obviously, because I'm wearing it, but a very similar shirt. It's actually got a different design on the front. So this still says got plants, but instead of the, where is it? The O, it's now the water droplet that makes up the H2O logo. And the A is the A is actually the A that's on the vital formula of the fertilizer that I saw on the website, Vital, as many of you know. And I see we got a bunch of people in here right now. What's up? I'm gonna butcher this. H-9. Aaron, what's up? What's going on? And so I'm gonna put the link below for the shirt here in just a moment. I'll also type it in on the chat so you guys can have it there. If you want to check it out, be sure to take a look at that. And yeah, how do I do this on this? So I ordered the beta shirt. Well, thank you, Jenna. I appreciate it. Yeah, so we need a couple items need at least I think three or more items purchased. So hopefully people buy them. I didn't want to flood it with tons of stuff. So yeah, that's that. I'm gonna put the link right now. It's in the video, so if you refresh, it'll actually be there. More root tabs. So we do have root tabs in stock. They are available now for purchase if that's what you're looking for. What's going on, Christians? Hello, can't wait for the plants I ordered to get here. Well, very nice, Christian. If you ordered prior to what was it like Tuesday? Well, yeah, Tuesday night. Your order was shipped. If it's shipped today, if you placed your order after Tuesday night, it probably won't be shipped until Monday. Obviously, the holiday screwed it all up. Dylan says just put my order in. Thank you, Dylan. I appreciate it. It's great because I could definitely use more orders. Some things happened this week, so we'll see here. What's up, Clark? Montana says, "Hey, cutie." What's up, Montana? The bombs fish keeping and aquascaping. Hello, Trevor. Hello. What's up, Craig? So, guys, all right. So let's get into the first kind of, I guess, major update. If you're not following me on Instagram or Facebook, we completed the rack. So the rack system behind me is done. Oh, I'm knocking over things. Rack system behind me is done. It's a 15-foot aquarium rack that's going to hold 8 40-gallon breeders. Those are all going to be grow out tanks for plants and or holding tanks. So yeah, so that's done. So what's next for that? Well, there's a couple of things that I have to do still. I have to drill the tanks, right? So I'm going to attempt to drill them either tomorrow or Friday. We'll see how it goes, or possibly even this weekend. And we'll see if I can drill one. If I can get one drilled, then I'll drill the rest. And unless I break one, and then I'm going to get really frustrated, probably break it even more and be like, nope, I'm doing the overflows without without drilling the tank. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it goes well. I've never drilled a tank before, so it'll be really interesting to see if it is in fact easy. They are 40-gallon breeders. I've been told that they're a bit easier than like a 10-gallon would be because they're thicker glass, but we shall see. So on top of doing the drilling, I have to paint the tanks still. I have to then figure out the plumbing and where you get non-tempered tank. Well, I got them for Petco or PetSmart, I think it was. It was one of them. Whoever had the dollar per gallon sale like a couple weeks ago, or like I don't know, it wasn't a couple weeks ago. It was like 2 or 3 months ago. They had a dollar per gallon sale, and I bought them all. Some of them say that well, some of them came unlabeled at all. And the bottom thing says temper, do not drill. But when I use my sunglasses, I can't even quite tell if it is or not. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to confirm. And then the other ones that I have are Aquions. So we'll see. We'll see if those are good. Because I got four, or no, what was it? I got 12 sitting outside. I got four that were Aquions, four that weren't. I only need to drill four. And then the four that I have here are all Aquions as well. So yeah. Let's see. Let's see here. How come you're not streaming on Facebook? Well, I'm not streaming on Facebook because one, I decided to test out my iPhone to see if it would work in a swimming pool. And let's just say I got some water in it. So I'm still waiting for this to dry out. I only have this one iPhone left. I broke two phones in the last 2 weeks. So yeah, not good. Not good at all. So we'll see what happens with this. May have to order another one. I don't know. I'm letting it dry out. They said to give it a full 48 hours before you try turning it back on and charging it. So yeah, that's the thing. So if you want to buy plans, we'll go to funding of buying a new iPhone because it messes me all up. I can't record the things that I want to record because this one that I have working is only the 32 gigabyte. So yeah. What is she doing? She's looking for chocolate. She smells the chocolate. Let's see. Where you got non-temper, I already answered that. Which brand, I went over that. I'm building the same rack, just it's 76, 32, 22.25. Okay, nice. I don't know the exact dimensions of what I built. I just kind of threw it together. And yeah. Those don't drill well. Well, hopefully they do. What's up, Justin? You're from the 90s, so you have to read it that way. No. What's up, Fish Guy? Petco is having their dollar per gallon sale starting July 9th. Yeah, they are. Are you sure Petco has 40 breeders for sale? They didn't last time. Yeah, so typically the last time they did have the 40 breeders, but the difference is they weren't dollar per gallon. They were $50, but it actually came out to be cheaper, at least in my area, because typically when they had the sale, it was $120 and you would get taxed on the $120, even though you were only paying $40. So with the tax, it wound up coming out to about $60. Now, with it being only $50, you only pay tax on $50. So I think it was less than $5 for the tax. So it actually saved you $5 or something like that. So, like my dog, thank you. How's it going? Can't wait to get my phones. Nice. Got phones, yeah. Don't got phones no more. Pot in a bag of rice. No, so bag of rice trick really doesn't work with the iPhones the way they're all sealed up. It really doesn't work with the newer iPhones, so unfortunately. Make sure you get those jumpers. I'll snap you a couple when you do it. Jumpers. Make sure you get on those jumpers. I'll snap you up a couple when you do it. What jumpers? What are you talking about? Throw it together for the win. Love the squeak toy. Small dog is very cute. Chris from Brussels. Well, thank you. Hey, what are you doing? Okay. I thought she was going to the bathroom over there. She's notorious for that. What are you doing? Why are you looking at me strange? Both dogs are looking very menacing. So, all right, so tanks, I went over that. We got to drill them, paint them, plumb them. Then I got to make sure the pump that I got is going to work properly. Where is she going? Okay. I just got to watch her because she didn't go number 2 outside. She only went pee, so I know she's due for it. I know you're due for it. Anyway, so we do all that. And then hopefully if the pump works, it brings the water up and it flows properly. Then I drill the other tanks, so I start setting those up. The lighting's expensive, the equipment's all expensive, so it's a lot of money. So it's probably going to be I'm going to set up the two far racks first, or the one far rack, and then as I get the money to do the rest of them, I'll probably do the rest because it's quite a bit of money to do each tank. You know, it's a eight tanks essentially I have to set up to grow plants properly, so it costs a pretty penny. Um, so let's see. Do you use Osmocote Plus as fertilizer? So I don't. I have. I use Osmocote Plus when I set up new tanks. I sprinkle it at the bottom just to add extra nutrients into the substrate, and then I pour the substrate on top. And then also I've done the DIY root tabs before, so they do work. It's just I also sell different root tabs now, mineralized topsoil, which I think is better in my opinion. Did you get rid of that piece of wood with plants on them yet? Brandon, so yeah, actually, who bought them? Charlene or Charlene, some I probably butchering her name, but or at least it's a girl. I think it's a girl. She bought them, and I sent them out this morning, and all that good stuff. Dude, it's me. We spoke about you making jumpers earlier today. It's winter. Oh, jumpers. My bad. I'm spacing. I was like jumpers. I've never heard anybody refer to them as jumpers. So, Craig is from Australia, and in case you didn't know, I made the shirts. If you're just joining us and you didn't see the beginning, I made these shirts available online with a different design as well, beta design, and uh, so I made them available only like t-shirts and tank tops because over here in the United States it's summer out, and I actually didn't even consider that you can order international through Teespring because they're all done through Teespring right now. And he's in Australia and it's winter there, so he's saying I want a sweatshirt is what they call a jumper or a hoodie. So unfortunately, I didn't make that, but I'll add it. But at least 3 or 4 people need to buy it in order for them to actually produce it. So, Craig, you're gonna have to tell your buddies that are into fish keeping as well to order some then. Let's see. How many tanks do you predict will break when drilling? Oh my God, please, none of them. I may drill the spare 10-gallon that I have over there behind me, that right there. I may attempt to just drill that to see and then go from there. Um, let's see. How do you drill a aquarium? Is there a video showing how to do it? So Joey King of DIY has a video on how to do it. Bulk Reef Supply has a video on how you do it, and a couple other people have a video on how you do it. And basically, I'm just going to take the drill. I have a little guide that. So I ordered the drill bit, the overflow, and the bulkheads as one package off Amazon. So they gave me the right drill bit for the right bulkheads and an overflow that I can silicone in place. And and they give you a little guide to map both holes because it's actually 2 1-inch holes that are going to get drilled. So I'm hoping that that I follow the template correctly and everything goes well. And pretty much just let the drill do the work. Don't have to push down on it. Supposedly the drill's weight is enough. Darn, was going to get that from you if you still had it. Yeah, sorry, Brandon. It gets bought up, but you got to message me soon, quick on these things because typically I go live a lot on Facebook and YouTube. So if you miss, or Facebook and Instagram, and that's typically where I like discuss a lot of that stuff. I don't do a whole lot of YouTube live other than Sundays and Wednesdays when we typically live stream. So, well, I know the goal is 8, but bullshit happens. Goal is 0. What goal? Oh yeah. Biggest fan from Australia. Thank you, Craig. I appreciate it. Let's see. Hit that like button, everyone. Thank you, Jack. I appreciate it. Aqua Apprentice. I like that name. What's up? 10 won't be made out of the same glass. Yeah, I know the 10 gallons are thinner glass, so hopefully, if I could drill that, no problem, or at least just do some practice holes just to get used to it. It'll be cool. And I'm going to live stream it. So I will probably live stream on Facebook. So if you want to see me break some stuff, good time to do it. And I forgot to tell Jake to share the live stream. Where's Jake? Where's Jake? Jake. Forgot to tell Jake to share the live stream. Where are you? freaking hearts. Move out of the way. All right. Let's see. Bigger tanks have temp glass, but slow with water is better. I have a small tank. The glass was not very strong. It had a long fissure at one side of the wall. Damn. I am a girl. Okay. Yeah, I figured. What is it? Sharon? Is that how you would say that? Or I don't know. Let's see. It did leak water. Anything to fix? No. If your tank glass cracked, probably the only thing you could do is drain and silicone it, and that might work. Yeah, slow with drill weight. Can't be too slow with it. Yeah, I'm gonna go in a little bit, see how it does, and then I'll just crank up the speed and maybe apply just a little bit of pressure. Let's see. Is drilling a tempered tank even possible? I don't think so. Have any Subwasker tanks? So I actually do, and I'm going through the questions, but there's a bunch of updates that I wanted to touch on today. So the two tanks with tons of algae, or the algae problems that I was having, are almost completely subsided. There's just a little bladderwort left in, but that I can remove manually as I see it. Not a big deal. But all that cladophora algae has pretty much cleared up. Um, there's still a little left, but it's slowly weeding its way out. So it'll be I will have a ton of stems, a ton of moss available really soon. When do you think you're going to be updating which plants you have? I'm gonna buy some for sure. So Jenny, I plan to update inventory. Well, pretty much the inventory is updated right now. I didn't order any new plants for this week from the nursery. So what I have as far as the basic stuff goes, but what I'm going to try and do by probably Friday is update the stem plants that I may have in stock. I have a couple new ones, or a couple ones that have been out of stock for quite some time. Will probably be updated soon. But if you're looking for anything in particular, message me and we'll see what I have. I was on the Instagram live when you were up late. It's all good. Are you going to sell hardscape materials? Yeah, so we're going to sell hardscape materials and a bunch of other things soon. The problem is right now all my money is tied up in the racks. Like I said, this is going to be a very expensive project. You're probably looking at about $4,000 worth of equipment that I'm going to have to buy. That's from lights, substrate, pumps, heaters, anything else. I need to put in outlets. I'm going to put in a timer, because right now I just have an outlet on the ceiling somewhere over here. I'm going to actually run the outlets down the front of the columns here, or actually maybe the back 4x4s that are here, and there will actually be dedicated outlets on a mechanical timer that's going to be on like a wall somewhere else, not there. That's going to control everything, or maybe on the outside of the racks. I don't know quite yet. So it's a lot of money to do all that. And hardscape is not cheap, even at wholesale prices, because you have to buy a lot of it, and it doesn't move quickly. So it's going to be a couple weeks before I have any hardscapes or any new type of products like that. But once the racks are set up, that's my main focus right now, is getting these racks up and running, because the more space I have for plants, the better it is. What's up, Jordan? How's it going? Subwasker Tang is easy. Is just fun to say. That's right. Live streaming it, very nice. Yeah, we'll see. Where are you from? I'm in New Jersey now, but I'm from New York. So will you have a significant higher amount of stock once you get all the tanks, once you set up all the tanks? Yeah, so Kyle, realize right now I'm running the whole operation really only out of 2 tanks, even though I have 5 down here. 2 are completely like not working, essentially, because they had the algae problems for the last 3 months. And then I only had the 2 tanks that are pretty much holding tanks / grow out tanks for the plants that I order from the nursery. So I've had very little stem plants available. I've had very little carpeting plants, very little floating plants, all these, and moss and all these other things that are typically out of the other 2 tanks that have all the algae in it. But now that I'm going to have these 8 additional tanks set up, that's essentially 4 more holding tanks. So I'm going to triple the amount of space that I have for holding plants from my nursery. And I'm also going to have 4 more grow out tanks, so I'm also going to triple the capacity for stem plants and carpeting plants and other things like that. So you'll see a significant boost here, but keep in mind it's going to take. I project I'll have all tanks up and running within 2 months, hopefully, but we'll have to see how that goes. Let's see. I'll take 2 and I'll see if I can get pre-orders happening here. I might be able to make it 1 large order, but I'll talk to you about it later. I'll put some feelers out and see who wants some. Well, thank you, Craig. I appreciate it. The Petco sale is a gimmick because they know the glass tank is the cheapest part on the setup, and they know you'll be back to spend lots more money. This is true. So how they get people to set up aquariums is they offer them really cheap, and then they get you on all the accessories. However, Petco and PetSmart don't do a good job of keeping customers. So they get the people in the door right away because of the great sales on the tanks. Then they sell them fish and they sell them the basic stuff, but then they don't really offer support, and that's unfortunate because that's why the hobby has such a high turnover, because you have stores like that don't have proper proper customer service, I guess, with it, and they don't really educate people. So then they wind up going to local fish stores that are owned by mom and pops that actually spend the time, and then the people that are actually really interested in the hobby stay in the hobby and continue to shop at those type of places. I have a beta tank with brown algae. What to do? What type of algae? Because brown could be a couple different. Is it spot algae? Is it hair algae? Slime algae? Share rain. Okay, share rain. There we go. Do the reward discounts also discount from the shipping? No. So the reward discounts only apply to products. It does not apply to shipping. There's no way either. See, I could do one of 2 things. Either I could do like free shipping, or I could do the discount on the order. Shopify doesn't allow you to have 2 separate discounts on the same order. So Sub-Oscar Ting is amazing, beautiful, and cannot seem to be killed. Except I think Excel does kill it. So if you use Excel. What type of algae was it again? So it was Cladophora, and what worked on the algae? So I don't know. I broke my rule of doing one thing at a time, but I was under a time crunch, and I need to get these tanks straightened out. So I did several things. 1, cranked up CO2, like really high. 2, got a bunch of algae eaters. So I have the reticulated flying foxes, some cherry shrimp, some Siamese algae eaters, some Nereid snails. I got a bunch of things to try to help curb it as much as possible. I did lots of manual removal. As much as I could, I went through, I cleaned up, I took everything out of the tank, one by one, went through each stem, removed whatever was visible the best I could. I've also been adding Excel in double dosages to the tank. I also upped my ferts because a good way to try and combat algae growth is grow plants better. So if you could get plants growing, then there you go. So yeah, so I broke my #1 rule of do one thing at a time. I did lots of things, and yeah, not the best. Not the best thing because I don't know what the problem was, but at the end of the day, the algae is disappearing, so whatever it is, it's working. Let's see. Some people are having conversations off, like on the side, so I'm just trying to weed through them. Let's see. Awesome, Frank. Then now you got me interested in them. Definitely to get some from Justin. What did Frank say? Oh, Frank Sub-Oscar Ting. Yes. What's up, DPK? What are you planning on using for light? So I want to try, there's this light that's been getting a lot of praise on the Facebook forums that I follow, and it's called the SB Reef light. They have a planted version. It's $130. And supposedly I need 2 of them to really get like a good spread of light, but one may work compared to the whatchamacallits, the freaking Fluval 2.0s, which are $160. Supposedly it's a lot better par. So I'm going to test one out to see how it works on one of the tanks, and probably for the rest of them I'll use Fluvals if it doesn't work. So we'll see. Let's see, Carlos, the game. Oh, okay, you guys are more. Do you sell driftwood? I will be in the future. Looking for a hunk of Java moss. I do probably have some Java moss here very soon. Do you love Christina Aguilera? Yeah, she's got alright music. Help! I'm getting staghorn and hair algae on my established tank. Injected CO2, 2 bubbles per second. Highlight 9 hours cycle all in one ferts once a week. Any suggestions? Heavy plant load. Well, let's see. Staghorn algae I've never had, so I've never really gone into it too much. But let me just look up what this one site says. There's this website that has a bunch of algae stuff information. Where is it? Is this it? Nope, that's not it. There's this good website, and now I can't find it. Is this it? Nope. Aquarium algae. Nope. Oh my god, I can't find this. Why? Every other time I type it in, it comes up. Is this it? Nope. Where is it? Although this one might not be too bad. Let's see. Alright, staghorn algae grows in long strands from branches. It will grow close to the light source on equipment and plants. Strands can be pulled off of the surface, and in very bad cases, whole leaf should be discarded. Higher ammonia levels from stocking or substrate disturbance and low CO2 levels will favor this algae. It's been known that Siamese algae eaters will keep this algae in check. Nutrient control and healthy growing plants will limit staghorn algae. So it could be low CO2 from what I'm gathering from this. What I would probably do the same way that I've been on top of the cladophora algae is raise your CO2 up a bit gradually. Not all at once might harm the fish, but raise it up gradually. If you see any signs of nutrient deficiency, because you're only dosing once a week, all in ferts, or all in one fert, so you could have a nutrient deficiency where it's allowing the staghorn algae to outcompete the plants, along with the hair algae. So I would look into that and try and up your CO2 a bit, up your dosing of fertilizers a little bit, if you're seeing any kind of deficiencies, and just do lots of manual removal, and it'll probably come out rather easily. Also trim off plants that are infected. If you have the top of a plant infected or the bottom of a plant infected, trim off that growth, just get rid of it, and kind of go like that. Let's see what else. I'm looking forward to getting that moss though. Nice. What's your favorite fish? I got a bunch. Killifish right now is a pretty good fish that I like. I have the biggest chunk of Java moss. If you want it, all you gotta do is pay shipping. The hunk is so big, my huge Oscar hides in it. Jesus, really? What is the website you were looking on for algae? So right now I'm looking at Aqua Hobby. There's another website though. Is this it? Types of algae? Nope. There's one really good one that I always look at, and now for some reason, I can't find it. Hold on. Let's see. BBA Algae Aquarium. This is how I normally find it. I think. Is it Scape Foo? No, it's not Scape Foo. Nope. Nope, not Scape Foo. This is annoying. Why can't I find this website? This is so stupid. Aquarium algae removal, maybe. Maybe it was Aquarium algae guide. Maybe that'll come up. Yes. Okay. So it's the site for it is theplantedtank.co.uk/algae, and that'll bring you to the site. That has. I mean, his guides are good. He shows you pictures. He gives a description, cause, and removal of each type, and it's pretty good. I've used it a couple times. When you have a chance, or if Jake is bored, can you send me some templates of the jumper style, something I can show around? I've got to put my son to bed. I'll be back in a little bit. So, Craig, I'll update the Teespring site to have hoodies. So as soon as they're up there, you could take a look. Why not grow out plants emergent and convert to water to still keep the quality high? So I was thinking about this. I've been told by Kevin Kelly, if you guys haven't seen in the previous YouTube video on this channel, we live streamed him scaping a 120 gallon, which was really cool. But he was saying that you could grow that if I grow the plants in 80% humidity, so basically if I put them in a tank like this, filled about, a quarter of the way up with water, or maybe even less, like an eighth of the way up with water, put it in like substrate and just keep the roots wet and then allow it to immerse and keep it in such high humidity that it's like 80% or higher, that it's practically like growing it in a tank. But some plants do well in emergent, some don't. So it's really I'm gonna probably like test it out and see. Being that obviously setting up all these racks may cost a lot of money, I may just decide, let me just try one without doing any filtration or water or anything, and let me just put like a bubbler, some substrate, and a plant, and see what happens. We'll see. I have to test it before I do it. So, Justin, do you care about pH, GH, or KH for your plants? So if you watch the live stream that I was just referring to about the 120 gallon, Andrew is the owner of that tank, and he's all about knowing parameters, checking them like on top of his stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that. I was the same way when I just started into the hobby. I was always checking things, seeing how pH levels, ammonia, nitrates were doing, and all that. And as a beginner, or somebody that really just wants to know those things, you definitely should. There's nothing wrong against that. I don't check anything in these tanks. I don't do water changes. All my fish are fine. All the plants are fine. Outside of that algae problem that I was having, and that in particular was because of the move, I think. When I moved, things just were really out of whack. And now that everything's starting to stabilize, plant growth is starting to happen. Things are starting to tune themselves out. The algae's starting to disappear. I don't think that I need to sit there and test water every day. I don't think I need to test the tap water. I don't even know what my tap water is, honestly. And I just dose fertilizers based on what the plants are looking like. And on some tanks I'm double dosing, some tanks I'm regular dosing, some tanks I'm underdosing. But I just go by look. I go by what's going on in the tank. The tank will send you messages through, if there's algae, if the plants don't look healthy, and whatever. That's really about it. But there's nothing wrong with figuring out your parameters and really going off that. It's good guidelines to follow. But I feel like I've been growing plants now for like the last 3 years. and I know what to look for. I know what looks healthy. I know what doesn't. And things just they seem to be working for me. So I don't if the system isn't broken, don't fix it, right? A bunch of people joined. I'm starting to get plants for my tanks. Nice, JW. Right step, right direction. Let's see. Sucks. I will have to trim all my carpet plants to the root. The staghorn is all over my micro swords and S-rep and sad. So, let's see. Maybe staghorn algae. Yeah, it says low CO2 or poor water circulation. Water circulation could be another thing. That could be a big thing. The dog is up to something. No, now she's laying down. The other thing having to do with staghorn algae is it could be flow. One thing I've actually just learned recently is increasing flow helps. So add a little power head. I don't know how big your tank is, but get the Hydor 240 gallon per hour power head if it's like 40 gallons or less, and that will add so much flow to the tank. It will not so much where it's going to be like just ridiculous, but just enough that it will create a nice water circulation in the tank, and it helps dissolve CO2 better. It helps move CO2 and nutrients around. And I've realized so much more, so much better results by having that one power head. To the fact that I'm actually going to be introducing another one in each of the tanks that have the power heads. And I'm also going to be putting 2 in the 50 gallon. That one power head has done so much for the tank. It's ridiculous. That was another thing that I did in the tanks with the algae. So why do you look so red? I don't know. Probably because the light's right above me and I didn't put a diffuser on. What's up, Speakeasy? Does Jake still have all his fingers after 4th of July? I don't know. Maybe. Thank you, Justin. You surely have good tap water. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, it's New Jersey, so it can't be too different from New York, where I came from, and I stopped testing water in New York a while ago. So I don't see any reason. Everything's growing fine. It doesn't really matter. And the thing is, if I have to sit there and manually adjust parameters in the tank to suit certain plants, I'm just not going to grow them or keep them. Simple as that. It's too much work, especially at this level. Like if I only had one tank, it's a whole different story. But I have 5 tanks, soon to add 8 more. If I have 13 tanks in here, I don't want to be sitting there fussing with each tank to try and get the right parameters for certain plants. If they grow, they grow. If they don't, then they don't. So, seems like my Amazon sword loves the flow. I don't know if I read that before. Can you float Rotala indica? You can float most stem plants, but they're gonna grow crooked. They're probably not going to. They're probably gonna shed some of its leaves and all that. Oh, Speakeasy is Tater. Well, welcome, Tater. New Jersey has hard water, from what I've been told. Do you sell dry ferts? If not, do you think you will? So I would need to find a supplier that would sell them to me at wholesale prices. The guy that I know does sell them, sells them retail, and he doesn't want to sell wholesale. He says there's not enough money there. So I have to find out who he buys them from to be able to buy it and get it that way. It seems like everyone is changing their name. Yeah, right. I see a bunch of new people in here. I'm wondering if just it's existing people that changed their names. So people are emailing me here. So I want to also touch on the plant pack because lots of people are asking me. The logo is actually going to be up after this live stream. I'm going to work on putting it up, getting the logo up, and I wonder if I should reveal the price. So for anybody that doesn't know what Plant Pack is going to be a monthly subscription box service that will be coming out. Basically, it's all hinging on when those 2 tanks right there, that rack gets set up. Once those racks get set up, or those 2 tanks get set up, that will allow me the capacity to bring in the plants for the plant pack. So, Plant Pack's a monthly subscription box service. It's going to give you different species of plants every month. They're going to sometimes be themes, sometimes they'll be random plants, sometimes they'll be dry goods like my root tabs, stainless steel ledges that I sell, sometimes smaller bottles of fertilizer if I can get that made, which I'm looking into, as well as other products that I may not carry right now or will in the future. So every month you'll get a mixture of plants, mixture of items. It's all pretty much going to be on the low light side of things, so not plants that are really high tech, so nothing really super rare. But it's great for those of you that have like more than one tank or just want to try new variety of plants, because basically what I'm going to be bringing in isn't necessarily what I already sell on the website. So there's a lot of crypts that I don't sell on the website. There's a lot of swords that I don't sell on the websites. There's a lot of other plants in general that I don't sell on the website that I can order, but I don't like having so much variety of those kind of plants because I want to try and move the plants that I know people will buy quickly than having a bunch of different stuff and people only order one out of like 12 and I'm sitting on 11 more plants. So those type of plants are going to be the plants that I include in the box because they're going to be great plants that you may not know of, but they'll be really cool. On top of that, each person that signs up for the plant pack and stays subscribed, you're going to get a percentage off everything that I have on my site. So I haven't decided exactly the percentage yet, but it's between 5 and 10%. So basically, when you log into your account, all the prices on the website will automatically adjust for you for a 5% discount, 10% discount, whatever it is. And what's cool about that is before any other discounts. So let's just say I'm running a 20% discount sale going on, and you're subscribed and you get that 5% off. Now you're getting 25% off everything because you already have 5% and then you're getting an additional 20%. So it's just a way to kind of outweigh I want to provide the most value that I can for everybody. So you'll get 5% to 10% off every order essentially automatically. You don't even have to enter in a code. It's just you sign in, comes off the price. On top of that, every couple months I'm going to be doing other cool things. So like we launched the shirts today. So if all goes well and things are looking good, there will be not monthly shirts, but either every 3 or every 6 months. I haven't decided on exactly what I'm going to do, as well as other stuff like mugs or totes or whatever, hand towels, stuff like that, depending on what comes up. So you'll have those that come in every couple months as well. The longer you stay subscribed, the better. If you stay subscribed 3 months or longer, that's going to be what I'm looking for. Let's see. What else? Plant pack. The price for the plant pack, I haven't decided on the final product or the final price point yet, but it's going to be anywhere between $29 and $34.99. So it's going to be either $30 or $35, and that will give you a substantial amount of plants. Shipping is included in that. And my goal is to at least give you anywhere between a 10 to 20% off the whole. Like if you were to order the plants normally by themselves, that will be, like I'm aiming to take 10 to 20% off of that. So let's see. And then I think that's about it. It should be launching probably in about 2 months. For those of you that are looking for it, probably about, we'll launch next month. You'll be able to sign up in a couple weeks, and then the first box won't come out until September, most likely. So, let's see. How do you plant dwarf sedge and rotella indica? You just stick them right in the substrate. Leave the crown to the dwarf sedge exposed. Just plant the roots, and rotella indica, you just push the bottom of the stem into the substrate. What plants do you recommend on a 20-gallon? Jenny, it really depends on what kind of light you have in your tank, your substrate, your fish, all that stuff. If you need help picking out plants, feel free to message me, and I can help you out. And we'll see. Uh, is it cool to float stem plant cuttings until they start to root before planting in substrate? Yeah, Rich. I actually, the tank right here behind me, we cut a bunch of plants and they're just floating there because I don't have any space for them. That tank is packed with plants right now. I'm gonna start aquascaping my tank soon. Seems like fish love it. Done with fake plants. Yep, fish do love regular plants. Is there a web? Is there a web you suggest so I can identify a supposed sword I have? Well, message me a picture and I'll take a look at it. MTS, multi-tank syndrome. Yep. Let's see. What's up, Daniel? How's it going? Hell yeah! Can't wait to pick up some shirts. Super stoked about it. Thanks, Speakeasy. Yeah, for all those of you that are joining, shirts are available. Link is in the description of the live stream and video. Been subbed for 5 years. What do you mean, been subbed for 5 years? Parameters are not tested in nature. This is true. Is it harder to ship plants in the summer because of heat? Yeah, so a lot of places are over 100 degrees, and that can be very tricky for plants to arrive healthy. Above 105, I don't even feel comfortable shipping with cold packs. It could easily kill plants quickly. So it really depends on the plant. If for whatever reason, when you guys get your plants, if if it's abnormally hot there, shoot me a message with some pictures. Let's take a look at it. If it's something that I don't think will recover, we'll figure it out. Either I'll ship you out new plants or something like that. So it will be good stuff for you. Let's see. So let's see. Is that everything we touched on? We touched on plant pack. Logo will be up today. Maybe I'll announce the price later on tonight as well. Update on the racks. Oh, so why I was late today. Let's touch on that. We didn't touch on that. When I got another 40-gallon breeder. Now that's separate from the 40-gallon breeders that are going on these racks, because right over here, right where that little thing is, that's actually a speaker. That's where a 40-gallon breeder is going to eventually be going for Lucky, the goldfish. And I'm going to be looking at getting another goldfish to put in there. So he's going to get a 40-gallon breeder all to himself. Tank says, Flamingo Crip, when if ever. So I ordered 5 pink Flamingo Crips, and I also got a couple from Reefapalooza. So hopefully they grow out and we'll have them shortly, because the ones that I did have that I thought were pink flamingos aren't. Dylan says, I'm from PA, but I just visited my mom, and every day it was over 110 in Henderson, Nevada. Yeah, Nevada is extremely hot, so... how was your 4th? It was good. Why are you not on Facebook and Insta, Craig? Because of the 4th, this phone got waterlogged, waiting for it to dry out. Hopefully it dries out and works. And secondly, this phone is just about dead, and I didn't feel like I was just done with the phones right now. I didn't feel like having to set all that up. So YouTube it is. Let's see. Do you have guppy grass on your site? Couldn't find it. So I don't actually have it on my site, but I do have it. Feed Walter. He's fine. He's just chilling there. Is it worth doing a dry start with HC or just fill it with water? I personally never did dry starts, but I've been told it really is really good for stuff like that, but I don't know. Will pond snails eat jungle vel? Nope, not typically. He's got to get the Java moss for me, and he will have some guppy grass for you. Why you have guppy grass in your Java moss? Is that what goes on here? Clark shared the stream. Thanks, Clark. I appreciate it. Except that's Jake's job, and he's sucking right now. Put it in a container of eye. Dry that shit out quick. Smart. That will work with most other cell phones, but the iPhone it doesn't. But the iPhone 7 it does not work well with. From everything I've read on it, they say to just let it dry out naturally. Never see dwarf's edge at my local fish store. Damn, that sucks. That rack is going to be so fresh. Hopefully, it goes well. We'll see. Can use Java moss as can use Java moss as guppy grass. I mean, it works the same kind of way to protect the fry and all that. I mean, you could use that. You could use other plants, like other floating plants and stuff. What size tanks are going on the rack? 40-gallon breeders. Going to be 8 40-gallon breeders. So yeah, so 8 40-gallon breeders, and they're each set up so one on top of the other will be a closed loop system between the two. So what are the backgrounds going to be painted and how will you paint them? So I'm debating between white and black. Honestly, I may have to do a practice with white and see if I like it. If not, then I'll go black. And I'll probably... So I want to try Plasti Dip and see if that works well. If not, I'll just do regular white paint or black paint or black Plasti Dip. And if I do the Plasti Dip, it's in a spray can. If I don't do the Plasti Dip, I'll probably just use a roller and roll it on, or I'll just break out my hand spray or my sprayer and do it. Think dirting a tank with Eco Complete cap would work? Sure. I guess, yeah. It's the stuff that looks like moon rocks. What? So it will leave you with a total amount of setup tanks. Well, I'll have a total, I mean, that'll be 8 additional. I have 5 right now down here. So we'll be up to 13 once I add well, actually 14 if you count the 10 gallon. And then we'll switch the 10 gallon over to the 40 gallon that'll go over there. And yeah, so we'll have a ton of tanks down here. And the 55, I've decided I'm getting rid of it, or at least taking it down in place of something else. God, my nose is so itchy. I don't know why it always gets itchy when I'm live streaming. Catch you later, 4 a.m. here, need some sleep. Much love for the fish and plants spam. Thanks for streaming, Justin. You're welcome, Crimson. Appreciate you hanging out. It's late there, damn. Yeah, it's crushed lava rock, I believe. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Lucky. Yep, Lucky's getting lucky. He's getting a big old tank for himself, and hopefully I can find a shuriken. Goldfish is what I want. Is it or is it a Ryukin? I want the one with the big flowy. Is that it? Hold on, I gotta look at this because now I can't remember the name types of goldfish. Honey just Walter just jacked Honey's bed. It's not Ranchu. Is it the Tosakan? Actually, I think it's the Tosakan that I'm thinking of. Yeah, it's the Tosakan. That's the one that I want. Those are beautiful, beautiful fish. It's the one with the really big flowy tails. Let's see. Can't wait to get my shirt. Thank you very much, Nicole, for ordering a shirt. Appreciate you, as well as anybody else. Get your shirt. We got plants. There's also a beta shirt. And here's the thing. I need these to do well, because if these don't do well, I'm not going to spend any more time on shirts. If it's a waste of time and waste of money, I'm just not going to do it. It makes no sense. If it only sells a couple, then it's like, okay, well, only like 5 people really wanted those shirts. So I'm really hoping that it is something that people want. I know, like, I don't have a huge following, but I'm hoping that it catches on. If you guys think the shirts are cool, share them with your friends, because I have lots of other cool designs that I think you'll like, and I really want to get them out. But if it's a time waster, it's just not worth it. Hey, you have a 55-gallon. What light do you use on it? So I actually have a Build My LED light on that, but it's really good. Build My LED went out of business. Also, what plants in it? I got a ton of plants, but I only did plants that I sell on the website that are low tech. So it's all low tech plant to tank, and I'm actually waiting for it to really fill in, so that way I can show what it is. I have a 55-gallon with a 24/7 plus. Not sure if it's a strong enough light for the depth. Yeah, the 24/7 Planet Plus is not ideal for a 55-gallon. Do you mean Shiboken, Ryukin? Yeah, no, it's the Tosakan. The one with the big, flowy, rounded, like, tail. That's the one I want. I'm pretty sure it's this. I'm pretty sure it's the Tosakan. I just saw one the other day in the city when we were at when I was hanging out with Joey, and this thing was absolutely amazing. Maybe even the butterfly tail. Either one. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what's available. Is it Man Bun Monday already? I wouldn't recommend a Shiboken for a show tank. I'll show you mine. Tosakans are expensive and nice. They are. Know anything about rock that's really porous? I got it from a guy. He said it's awesome for beneficial bacteria. Also said you can literally drill holes in it. It's kind of dark and gray and silver. So I don't know what type of rock that would be, but if it's lava rock, yes, it's good for filtration because it's very porous. It allows lots of bacteria to get in there and grow. Actually, how I'm debating on I want to set up these tanks is I may section off just a corner with a piece of glass and have the overflow that's coming from the top tank run through a micron sock to pull out all the small detritus to keep the water crystal clear, as well as trap any sort of floating plants like duckweed or rickia that may get transported, and that way it does not. That way it just overflows and it gets out of the tank and it stays where it should, and then have that poured down over lava rock without having to do any sort of extra filtration. I think that would be enough, and I would just put lots of lava rock rubble right in the overflow all the way down to the bottom and just make it so it flows down and then essentially meets up at the bottom of the tank. So I know a breeder who has a few. If you want his name, not sure if he has any available. Well, I'm not looking to purchase the goldfish just yet. It is on my to-do list, but I got other things to do. So it's going to be a couple months before we venture into the very fancy, expensive goldfish. That's for sure. But yeah, so it's either just the Tosakan. I'm looking at other ones right now. Maybe even an Oranda. Is it Oranda? No, I don't like the bubbly head of the Oranda. I like the Tosakans. The sockets look awesome. I just love the way they look. They have such a nice like tail and flowy fins. They're beautiful. And what started me all on this is Solid Gold. Her damn videos of showing those goldfish. I'm like, that's awesome. And then when I went to the Manhattan fish store, I'm like, oh, I need those. Let's see. And really, like, for its sizes, kind of falls apart like sand. Yeah, I don't know what type of rocks those are. Dank. Tosakans are hard to find. Doing a show tank for yourself. Well, not really. I guess it would be a show tank. I want to do a goldfish planted tank to show that it can be done. And isn't Lucky a single tail? If so, you may need to hand feed the other fellow you get because he'll be a lot faster. Yeah, so Lucky is a... Well, yeah, I think he's a single tail. Yeah, he will definitely be a lot faster. So I'll hand feed the other one. Or whatever. And, you know, that'll be fine. Your dog is pissed it lost its bed. Well, this is the way it should be. The smaller bed for the smaller dog. But Honey has big dog, or small dog syndrome. Hey, peoples, what's up, Jason? How's it going? I have pizza. I'm jealous. You're got plants t-shirts. What's on the back? So on mine, it's this. I don't know if you can see that all that well. But on the one that I'm selling is just the logo with h2oplants.com on the back. So it's not all the extra stuff that I have there. I want to do very simple. I was even just considering leaving my logo off of it, but a lot of people said you should put your logo on there, so I did. And so that's what's on the back. You could actually put on Teespring, you could just put in hit the back button and you'll be able to see it and see what's on the back. Solid Gold is evil, always tempting me with beautiful fish. Yeah, that's for sure. Gabriel is an Oranda. I will say their winds, the bumpy growth can be a bit tricky sometimes. Gabe occasionally will get spots I need to treat with hydrogen peroxide. Yeah, no, I'm not about that life. I don't want anything that's really prone to diseases. I hate having to treat fish because I always misdiagnose, or I just think I know. I think I know what I'm doing, and then I'm not. So yeah, it's kind of like how bulldog owners may need to clean the dog's wrinkles. That's how, yeah, that would make sense. Some fish, I guess, need that extra care. But Tosagans are just really pretty, I guess. I mean, I guess it's a lot of the top view from it. But I think side view of them is nice too. With their flowy fins. The puppy's just like, are you done yet? Are you done yet? I'm ready for dinner. Oh, I hear Margaret. Here she comes. Are you done yet? Why are you on there? Watch. No. Baby? How does Teespring work? We have to wait for a certain amount to be purchased before they print and ship. Yeah, so, well, it's going to take 7 days. So I'm running the campaign for only 7 days. So you have to buy your shirt before next Thursday, right? It'll close Wednesday night. So as long as you buy it before that, and we have, I think it's over three per item. So I separated the white design with the got plans with the colors because the white design had a different printing on the back. because it wouldn't look right if I did the lettering the same. So I had to do it that way. So yeah, so I think it needs 3 per item in order for it to ship, or something like that. And so far the color got plants is good. We got enough orders on those. I guess that was probably the way to go. I should have just put it all in one. Figured it out later. And then they ship within, I think, a week or 10 days of the campaign ending for each item. So yeah, so we need 3. It looks like 3 on each item. So if you want to order 3, no, but yeah, that's how basically to do it. So what else? I think that's it. I think that's all the updates. Got a lot of work still to do. But once these racks are set up, it's going to be awesome. I got the gray one. Nice. I was going to order one, but I have this. But I like the new design better because it's got the thing. The freaking A that's cooler, and then the water droplet over here. When do you do the design for the jumpers? Keep in mind we can't buy plants from you yet. You need to get on that too. I know, Craig, I know. But luckily that the shirts, they ship international because I'm not shipping them. Although I could ship them once I... See, my whole thing is if the shirts sell well on Teespring, right, and it makes sense for me to bring in the shirts here for me to have them on hand, then I'll do it. But, like, I need to see more than, just a couple people ordering because I'd have to buy 100 shirts minimum, and it's like $1,000. You're talking close to $10 a shirt probably, so not including storing them, having the room for it. So it could be a huge money sink if they don't sell that quick. Drill the 2 tanks, get the wheels in motion. I will. Tomorrow, it's either going to be done tomorrow or Friday or possibly even Saturday, depending on what the weather's like. And I only have to drill 1 tank because the top tank is flowing down to the bottom tank, and the bottom tank is being returned through a pump. And the pump is going to be just a loose hose. It's not even going to be a PVC going up, and it's just going to plop right in. I'm going to make a PVC hook, I think, on the top, so that way it hooks on. I'm going to make my own spray bar, and there you go. You should get a clear tote and grow Anubis immersed. They transition so well. They probably would, but I could just order Anubis for cheaper than it costs to... cheaper than it would cost to grow it here, being that I can't grow it fast enough. And neither can my nursery, apparently, because they're always out of Nana and Barterai. But I'm actually, once these other tanks are set up, I can order from other places because they'll have additional space. So, that's the thing. Yeah, I really like these Tosakan goldfish. I'm just like looking at a bunch of pictures of them. It's really cool. I want them. Tosakan grooming? They have Tosakan grooming? What the hell does that mean? Do you actually like cut? Because I've seen the video where Joey cuts the fins of, or I couldn't watch it, but he was cutting the fins of his arowana or whatever the hell he was doing. I'm like, I can't watch this. I'd be too squeamish. Everyone sub, everyone. Damn, massive subs. Oh, well then on drilling that one tank. Oh, Daniel, you're talking about the rare Anubis. That's actually growing really well in that tank behind me over there. So, we'll see once I have a couple other things going. uniforms are expensive. Well, shirts in general are expensive. Grooming is just basically special feeding and water quality and stuff, controlling how they grow up. Ah, gotcha. Okay, I'm like, what the hell? Better not be trimming fins involved because I'm not about that life. Them bug eye goldfish are ugly. I don't like the ones with the big swollen eyes underneath. It's not nice. I don't know. I just don't like them. I guess they're kind of like cute in their own way, but I'm not a fan. I'm like, what if it pops? Mine put on some new leaves. That's awesome, Daniel. I'm glad to hear. Yeah, they're actually, they're really doing quite well in that tank. I don't know what it is, but they're growing really good. I realized the more you trim those, the better they grow. Like legit. The portion I gave you and the portion I gave a couple other people, um, they broke, or I broke, I broke or snipped them off, and then they just kept sending out more runners, so it's pretty good. Jordan asks, "Are you going to supply Joey's plants?" I think he may already have somebody lined up for that. I offered. I don't know. He hasn't reached out to me. I was more than willing, so we'll see. It's tricky getting stuff into Canada. I'm sure that I could figure out a way to get it there to him though. But you know, it's up to him. Or maybe, maybe in the future one of the other tanks. It depends. So shaded mine with Val, nice. Yeah, they tend to do better in shade, and I've learned something about moss, which I'm actually going to do a video on soon. But I think I got a way to grow moss even faster now. I got some tips from Kevin Kelly, the man. He's he's quite knowledgeable, that Kevin Kelly. Tim says tanks would be cool if they didn't smell so bad. Tim, what kind of tanks do you have? Because none of my tanks smell. The way you prevent a tank from smelling is actually having plants. Plants absorb most of that nasty smell unless they're rotting. That's the only time that the tank smells bad, but pretty much they're good. Split them, like actually cut them apart, and they shoot quicker. 2 snail cleaners because they don't eat the Anubis. So yeah, so I guess trim your Anubis. Oh, okay. Always just had plastic plants. Well, Tim, get you some live plants from H2O Plants. Got plants. You see, got plants. Um, no, but seriously, plants, they absorb all the toxins in the water. They help purify the water and make it a lot less smelly. And I don't. Typically, you would run activated carbon in your filter to try and suck out smells. That would be unappealing. But if you have a good amount of plants in there, they absorb the smell, so you don't actually smell it. I told Joey I would smuggle them in. He said he is going to get plants locally. Yeah, I think he's getting them from his local fish store, which is completely fine and probably easier on his part. If I had to send them, that's going to be a bit of an issue, but I mean, I'd figure it out if he wanted them. Maybe he'll do like a. See, the thing that I could see plants that he might want from me are the high-tech rare stuff that he probably can't get locally. Like the basic stuff, I'm sure he could get locally. Like Anubis, Java ferns, that kind of stuff. But if we want to do a high-tech tank, I can, do that. How many plants can you put in a 15-gallon tank? Brandon, as many plants as you want until it's packed. uh, you could. I'm gonna post some pictures up probably later tonight or tomorrow on Instagram of my 40 breeder over here. This thing is packed to the brim. You can't even see substrate essentially. So, cyanobacteria can stink pretty bad. Yeah. So cyanobacteria, some algae can also smell. But assuming that you have good plant growth and you don't have a tremendous amount of algae, your tank would normally smell pretty good, or not smell at all, I guess, with plants in them. So it's a good thing. Runners hybridize to the water and slightly change their water preference as time goes on. I don't know what you mean by that. I want to coat all my tens. Coat it in what? Thank you, my 6-year-old. Want to make one, so when I get it all set up, I sure beginning. Oh, okay, I see. Oh, all right. My 6-year-old wants one, and I will be setting it up, and I will be sure be getting lots of plants from you. Well, thank you, Brandon. Definitely let me know. If you need any help picking out some plants. You can put as many as you want or as little as you want. More plants, the better. It creates a natural environment. The plants absorb excess waste in the water, which leads to less maintenance and not no maintenance. You still have to do maintenance, but less maintenance nonetheless. Carbon, my friend, or plants. Oh yeah, okay. I'm sorry. NZ, I'm like not follow. I'm like, yeah. Plastic plants. No, yeah, no plastic plants. I think I'm ready to start CO2. If you think you're ready, go for it. I mean, you do see a significant difference in plant growth, but like I've always said, it's not needed for most plants. Only needed for those high-tech variations and the carpeting plants. You really don't need anything too fancy as far as CO2 goes when you have low stuff or low light stuff. What would the CO2 I would have to run on that tank? I'm still new with the CO2 game. Personally, one, if this is for your daughter, I wouldn't run CO2. I would do very basic plants like Anubis, Java ferns, Amazon swords, broadleaf sage, um, crips. I would do all that stuff. Just make sure you get a good substrate that is meant for plants, and get get a decent light. Doesn't need to be anything too powerful, but just a decent light would work. And don't worry about CO2 because what's going to happen with a 6-year-old, she's gonna probably crank up the CO2 on you and kill everything in the tank. Uh, yeah. What's going on, Jenny? I'm gonna actually give me 1 second. I'll give you a mod because I told you I would last stream. Where are you? Here we go. No. Add moderator. Boom. There you go. I've been so successful without injection, but I've got the money for it now. Want to upgrade the growth rate. Yeah, so the one bad part about upgrading your CO2 though, or adding CO2 for the first time, is you're going to trim your tank a whole lot. It's going to be annoying, or at least it was for me having to trim all the time when I first upgraded it. But now I'm a bit more used to it, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, it makes you have to trim a whole lot. For a small tank, looks breathe and never gets big. Great. Oh yeah, Nubis Nano Petite. CO2 is more of a steroid for plants. That it is. It's basically injecting steroids into your tank. Let's see. High-tech tanks are a completely different ball game from low-tech. They are. There's a lot more involved with it. You have to stay on top of it. You have to really look out for subtle changes because high-tech things can go down real quick. Jenny says, thanks for the power of the wrench. You're welcome. Anubis runners will hybridize. Keep your new ones and sell the old ones. That's true. I'm thinking about just splitting them so they continue to grow out. All right, thank you for the help. Glad I found your page to answer all the plant questions I have ever had. You're welcome, Brandon. And if you ever need any help and I'm not live streaming, feel free to message me. 40 hours of work, the rest is plants and sleep. It's funny. I'm actually, a lot of people may know the Eat, Sleep, Rave, Repeat shirt that like a lot of the ravers do. I want to do one that says like eat, sleep, scape, go to sleep, and rescape because it sucked the first time, and then repeat or something like that. Still working on the exact uh, saying for it, but I think that shirt would be cool. Um, we'll see how it does. We'll see how these original shirts do. If you guys want shirts, check the link in the description. Is Cypress Hill Fury high or low tech? All mine melted in low tech. Cypress Hill Fury. I've never had that plant, so let's take a look. It says highlight. It says highlight for it, according to what I'm looking up now. So, yeah, if you're on low tech and your light's not really good, then yeah. Plant, fert, trim, repeat. That's a good one too. But I want to do something because, like, when you aquascape, at least for me, you aquascape and then you like look at it and you're like, nope, this is garbage, and you throw it out. So I was thinking about like doing something like that, like uh, scape, plant, look at it, and then throw the whole thing out because it sucked or something like that. I think would be cool. What is a good low light, low tech carpeting plant? Four leaf clover. I've come to love this. I actually have it growing in the 55 right now because I wanted to test it out. It has spread out so fast. And granted, my 55 gallon is a high tech tank, but it's very similar results in low tech. Not nearly as fast because I do have CO2 injection and a decent light on it, but it'll still spread relatively easily, so it's pretty good. Also, back to immersed Anubis, they can flower and make more unique products. That's true. Eat, sleep, trim, repeat with your signature leaf being trimmed. It's not bad. Speak easy. I like it. Can you check your email? I sent you some questions. Let's see. If I missed your email, I apologize. Oh, and if you guys emailed me from the 1st to the 3rd, I apologize. My email wasn't working because I suck at this whole web development stuff, and I don't know when you switch the domain that your email is going to be temporarily unavailable. So I wasn't getting an email for 2 days, and I was like, oh, is that a problem? Yep, there's the issue. You can use Excel for CO2. You can, but CO2 can be very dangerous as well. Jack Sterling. Here we go. Well, Jack, I guess you know what. While we're here, Jack, I'm gonna make an example out of you. I'm sorry. Nothing too harsh, but let's make a little example out of Jack. So, or Jake, sorry, Jake Sterling. So Jake Sterling sends me an email, and I think we had a correspondence once before, and he says hello again. Oh, here we go. Okay, so you sent me a message earlier today about some plants, which is fine. And then you ask about a sponsorship. So here's the thing. I've been getting a lot of requests for sponsorships, and that's fine. I love helping out you guys in the hobby, especially people that are very passionate, want to make content. But here's the thing. I can't just send plans to everybody that says, oh, I'm going to make videos, or I'm going to have a Facebook page or a blog or whatever it is. Right? I can't just send everybody that because that's what everybody will say, and then they'll get free stuff, and they may make one video and never make videos again, and that's not what I like to do. So I created a little getting sponsored tab on the website that you can actually go to and read what I'm looking for when you're looking to get sponsored. When you're ever, whether it's my company or somebody else, what you want to do is you want to, if you're trying to make videos for a specific genre, so let's just say music, for instance, you want to have already content existing and you want to be doing it at a steady pace. Um, as a business owner, I don't like having all these requests from people that haven't done anything, because that doesn't prove to me that you're actually going to make content, much less if it's any good. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't need to be fantastically edited or any of that stuff. It doesn't need to be very polished. I just need to see that you're passionate about it and that you're doing it prior to me sending you free stuff. So if you go onto the website and it's like the second link from the bottom says getting sponsored, you can read what I'm looking for. It's three things basically. I just want you to already be producing aquarium related content. So if you're just starting out, start doing it for a couple weeks or a couple months. Message me back when you've done several pieces of content. Doesn't have to be videos. It could be like an Instagram, whatever. But let me see that it's something that you're interested in doing, and then I'll work with you. But I also like to see people who are driven by community, so answer questions and comments on their content, and that you maintain a consistent upload or consistent schedule, and it's not just you upload one video once every couple months. It doesn't need to be every day, but it should be every, on a consistent basis. So, yeah. And I think that's true with anybody that's trying to get sponsored or get free products from somebody. Like, you need to have established something that you're doing something right. You don't need, 3,000 subscribers. I've sent people plans with 100 subscribers before. So that doesn't really matter. It's just a matter of, let's see if you're actually passionate about doing it, or if this is just something that you're trying to get free stuff out of me for. And that's really what it comes down to. Plant first, read, repeat, then. That is true. That's a good one too. Yeah, Aquarium Co-op's new website and Flip Aquatics' new website is very nicely done. I like it. They actually are making me want to get on my game and redo some of my. I like my layout, but I want to redo all the pictures, which is actually what this tank right here is for. This tank will be for all the pictures that we will be taking of all the plants and that good stuff. So, and Flip Aquatics' new website is also pretty good. Flip Aquatics. Let's see. The one thing I don't like about his though is he has a background image. I don't like that. I don't like the background image. One, it doesn't show plants, or it doesn't show shrimp. He's all about shrimp, and it shows no shrimp. I don't like that. He needs to change that. I'm gonna tell him. Change this, or I'm not looking at your website ever again. No, but his is very nice. I like how they did it. Flip Aquatics, definitely good stuff. Very nicely done. Corey's too. Finally, Corey got out of the 1990s website look, or maybe his is like early 2000s look. His website is very modern. So is Flip's. Flip needs to change that background image, though. I don't like that. Yeah, the photos need a lot of work. You know what it is? I was crunched for time, so a lot of them are just offline. But I plan on escaping this tank and using this for all the photos in the future. So, and retaking all the existing photos that are there. So, in Jenny's Lee unboxing of your plants, I saw you sent her some liquid fruits and root tabs, that I was wondering if you sent that to her for free. So I did, that whole thing that I sent her was for free for her honest review. And that's, that's just what it was. I typically will send packages. She didn't ask for it. Whenever I send out, plant packages to people for review or whatnot, I typically like to include sample products like my fertilizer and my root tabs. And that's just because they may not have even known about it, and I want them to get a chance to try it and actually give me a legitimate feedback about it, maybe make a video eventually if they really like it and they see significant differences on their tank. Where, I mean, if you look at the reviews on the website for all the fertilizer, people, I mean, these are people's reviews. People are just saying, like, I see tremendous differences in my plants. So, yeah. Red plants don't need much light at all. Some red plants do, some red plants don't. It really depends. Justin, how is New Jersey tap water better than New York? I actually haven't tested it. The photos could be worked on, but your layout is very good. I think I already read that. I just started uploading some videos about fish most days. That's good. I have to check out Corey's website. I didn't realize he updated it. Your site looks great. Thank you, Life with Pets. Life with Pets is in the house. And yes, Corey's website is finally modernized, which that was my biggest gripe with his website for the longest time. It's like, oh, you know, it's like you have so many good things, but it's so hard to navigate and stuff, and it was so stuck in early 2000s, but it looks so much better now. So shout out to Corey and Flip Aquatics for finally modernizing their website a bit better. So doesn't it hurt a plant if you move it in your aquarium and break them apart? Will it stop growing or hurt it? It depends on the plant, Brandon. Most plants actually do better when they're not moved, so you don't want to like uproot a plant, but when you trim it and do stuff like that. Hey, get out from over there. It's good. So last night, actually, during the fireworks, we weren't home. Well, we got home about 9 o'clock, so before a lot of them started, but earlier in the day, I guess there was some fireworks going on. So Walter, I'm assuming it was Walter, back in that corner behind that chair, was so scared. And I locked him in our back room with like a fence, and he still managed to hop over that and get out. I guess he was that scared of it. So he went over there and started clawing at the wall and wound up ripping up a bunch of the wall. And now I have to fix that sheetrock over there from just being so scared. I was so upset by that. Like, not because he did that, but just because, like, you know, that sucks that he was so scared like that. And, honey, what are you doing? And that, you know, so I'm going to look into getting him some medication for next time, because it's past that point where it's, like, fixable through, like, means, I think he just has that such bad anxiety that I need to get him, like, that calming medication that calms him a bit. Give him a small dosage, because he doesn't like thunderstorms or fireworks or anything like that. Let's see. Hi, I hear you are on the sponsored topic, and I am about to get another axolotl, and I was wondering if you could email me. I will email you first, but I want to do an aquascape with your plants because quality plants. Also, I was wondering if that was a perk with your bigger shipments. Yeah, so no, typically, you know, if you're interested in getting free products, you know, as far as being sponsored or anything like that, I also have an affiliate program too, which, you know, helps pay creators with a larger audience. That's typically reserved for people with a larger audience. They get that kind of kickbacks. It's a way to help fund small, you know, small independent creators that are really help furthering the hobby. And so yeah, shoot me an email with you know, and here's one thing also. Whenever you reach out to a sponsorship, make sure your email is well crafted with like links to your stuff so I can see what it is. I hate having to message people back, be like, all right, well, you know, they write this huge long email, they don't put in the link to their channel. I'm like, well, what's your channel name or what's your Instagram name? Like, I read this huge email, it was great, and I liked what I saw some enthusiasm, but I don't know where to find you, and now I have to shoot you an email back to say, okay, well, what's your email, or what's your, you know, page, and then they send me their page, and then I look at it, and it's like, you know, just that momentum's lost. So, include your links when you reach out for sponsorships. It makes it your life, it makes Your life and the person that you're trying to get sponsored from, so much easier. I don't have any subscribers and don't want any stuff. I have a good example of some of your products. Do you want some community photos? Um, Possibly, if you're good at photography, definitely. I do it for the love of aquariums. Without the help of YouTubers, I'd be so lost. That's true. I like your site. It's easy to use. Thank you, Chronic. Honey wants to go out. No, she wants to just get her bed. That's what she's doing. Justin is a firm believer in if the plants are growing well, why test? Don't try and fix what isn't broken. Well, that's pretty much what we went over earlier. Oh, poor Walter. Yeah. At least you own this house. Yeah, but I mean, that wall I need to redo anyway. I planned on actually ripping out the sheetrock, so it gives me more of a reason to do it. But it wasn't something that I wanted added to my list right now. So, yeah. Why is one tied up? So, Honey, the little beagle here that's tied up right now, is she's still being housebroken. So, I'm doing the tethering method, where basically if she's not in my sight, or if I'm not able to watch her and give her my undivided attention, she's not allowed to have free reign in the house. So right now she's tied up, and then when I'm upstairs, she gets tied up to something, so that way she can't just run about the house. Because the moment I let her off of that, she'll run upstairs, find somewhere, and go to the bathroom. And I'm trying to break that habit. Um, just give your dog over-the-counter Benadryl next time. Works great. Yeah, does Benadryl take the edge off? Do you have a video on how to properly trim plants so I don't mess it up? I think I do. I don't remember what videos I have, honestly. I haven't made like an actual video in so long because I've been doing so much live streaming, and of course I'm not wearing the helm. I think I do. If I don't, I'll make one. How about that? Hey Justin, have you ever thought about doing a warm water plant package for people with discus and other fish like that above 78 degrees? Well, most plants, I mean, not most plants, but some of the plants I have would work. But it would be, I feel like that's better suited for you to either write me and tell me, hey, I'm looking for this, or, I mean, you could even put in the comments, like, of the plant package, say, like, my water temperature is cold or hot. This is what I have, so please, include plants that'll do well in that, and that way I know. So, um, oh my God, I just checked out your merch, and you have a beta shirt. What's the difference between the Hanes Tagless tee and the Woman's Relaxed tee? So the Woman's Relaxed tee, let me look at it so I know what I'm speaking about, because it's basically, the Woman's Relaxed tee looks like it's like one of those slimmer fit, right? Like this is a regular tee, right? Like this is a regular like boys tee basically, but the woman's tee is more like it like wraps your curves, I guess. Like I'm like I got boobs or something, but like it wraps your body better. It's like most women they like tighter fitting clothes, where most guys like a little baggier clothes. So that's what it does. It like wraps your body a bit better. So um, I would say you would probably want that over the man's tee, unless it's like something that you would go to sleep in. I don't know. Yeah. And Craig, I'll definitely let you know when the jumpers are available. I took my dog out every 30 minutes for 6 months. Yeah. So she's good. Like so far, she's been good in the last couple of weeks, because the problem is, when we got her, they told me that she was good. Like they said, oh, she's worm free and all that. We already did all that. So I was like, okay, good. So I took her to the vet. The vet didn't see any signs of it, so she, got a clean bill of health. Turns out she did have worms. So, and she had something called colitis, which is like a infection in the colon. And so she was having issues holding her bathroom or going potty and stuff. And then on top of that, I think she might have had a UTI because they prescribed me antibiotics for the infection in her colon, and all of a sudden she stopped peeing every time that she was or every time she was even tied up, because even when she was tied up, she was still going to the bathroom. And then she was going potty as well. She was having a hard time holding it, so she got prescribed the medication. I gave her the medication for the worms, so her whole system's been cleared out. So she's been pretty good, and I haven't really seen too many accidents, one or two here and there, but nothing like it was in the beginning. So she's starting to get there. But she's very, like, even right now, she's sniffing Brew down there because she just smells fish food, and she'll go through and tear that up if I wasn't here. So it's really tricky. I like, she's not even 2 years old yet, so I still really have to just watch her and make sure that she's not, destroying stuff. So for right now, she's fine, and she's got all her stuff. She's good. Yeah, she goes over there, falls asleep, but it's just I have to make sure that she doesn't destroy the house because Margaret will kill me and then kill her probably. So, uh, Jenny says, Life with Pets. I recently bought your divider though. It's great. So actually, Life with Pets sells this 10-gallon divider, which I haven't personally used yet, but I'm actually thinking about ordering two of dividing a 20-gallon tank, because we went to Petco the other day and got Hector his beta. I don't know if you saw the picture earlier on Instagram and Facebook, but we got him another beta because the first one he killed somehow, I think. I'm pretty sure he killed it because I'm pretty sure it was an overdose of Chem Prime, which I didn't think you could do, but I guess you can. And he overdosed the tank with Chem Prime by accident because he was so excited. He, I guess, just didn't understand, like, you just don't pour things in the tank. And so then I got him a new one. I took the Chem Prime away so that way he doesn't have it. I put it on a higher shelf so that way only I can reach it. I took the food away so he literally can't put anything in the tank other than like his hand, and hopefully that will keep the fish alive. So we got a new beta. But while we were at Petco, there is so many beautiful betas, and I'm like, oh my god, I need a huge tank of just male betas. And then I'm like, well, you obviously can't put more than one in a tank unless it's like a huge tank and lots of space between the two. I've seen some people do it with male betas, a couple male betas, and lots of room for them to be territorial about. But so I want to do a divided tank with Life with Pets dividers, which I thought would be good. I don't sell tank dividers, but Life with Pets do. It relaxes them. I have to do it with my lab. My vet told me about it. Dogs under 20 pounds get half a pill. Dogs up to 50 pounds get a full pill. Okay, so Benadryl works. Okay. I've given him Benadryl before because he got stung by a bee and his whole face swollen up. So I gave him that to calm that down, so I think he's good. So I guess I'll try that next time. It has a boob space. It does. it has a boob space. Beagles are awesome dogs, very inquisitive. Yes, and she likes to get into lots of trouble. Look at her. She's so menacing looking. You see that? She's just like, yep, don't pay any attention to me. I'm going to go destroy stuff. Watch. She's about to go harass him now. He's just chilling there. Oh, I guess she doesn't want to play with him. I have a divider as well, and it works really well. Those dividers are definitely recommendations. Yeah, I've heard nothing but good reviews about Life with Pets dividers. I had to give my dog Benadryl when she had a vaccine reaction. Oh, damn. That sucks. So yeah, that's about it. I think we're gonna wrap up this live stream, guys, in about 5 minutes or so. It's been fun, been very fun. Did I mention that root tabs were back in stock? I forgot if I mentioned that or not. We were out of stock for like the last week, so they're back in stock if anybody wants to order them. All right. Can't find tank dividers in New Zealand. Any ideas? Also, what is a good plant for cold tanks? My cold tank is a plant eater. Anubis would probably be good. I'll message you, Justin. Thank you, Life with Pets. Yeah, I haven't decided yet exactly if I want to do the divided tank. I don't know where the space would be, but I want to put a 20-gallon long divided three times to get three beautiful betas. My other idea that, well, actually not my idea, but Kevin Kelly came up with this, the guy that did the Aquascape that I mentioned earlier. He's saying for us to do a biotope with wild betas, and I think that would be awesome. And not wild caught betas, but like betas that you wouldn't like that aren't the typical betas, right? Like it would be really cool. She's like, risk what you're talking about. What you're talking about in the Angel. Oh. What's your thoughts on sponge filters and planted tanks? I think they work fine. I have two sponge filters right now in Lucky's tank, and that has Anubis in it. Granted, it's not a full planted tank, but I was also running a sponge filter in the 55 too, just to have something cycled in case I needed to set up an extra tank. Hence, why Lucky has that now in his tank. Is the liquid ferts in yet? Yeah, the liquid ferts should be in stock. Yeah, and then I have the vital tabs as well. I'll be ordering some more dividers from you too. I want to divide a 20-gallon into all male beta fish tank. Your dividers are so nice and sturdy. Yeah, nice. That's good stuff. Daniel says to NZ that was asking about where to get dividers. Try a sheet of opaque or clear plexiglass with holes drilled. Brad E says your root tabs are insane in the brain. I love it. If you guys have ordered stuff in the past and you really liked it, or even if you didn't like it, go leave a review for me if you wouldn't mind. Not only do you get points towards your rewards program, but it also like helps people know like I love seeing all the reviews here. Even if they're not good reviews, I still publish them. Like there's been a couple 3 stars, which I don't really understand why people give it 3 stars, because they say the review's good, but then they give it 3 stars. I'm like, well, if your review was good and you said it was good, why did you give it 3 stars? I feel like people just give it, like, they can't give it 5 stars because, like, I don't know, it needs to be something spectacular. So they give it either a 4-star or a 3-star. I'm like, that defeats the purpose. But, yeah. Clear dividers would not work. They would still see each other. Use opaque or paint the clear one. Yeah, so I was just about to say you want to paint the clear one. That's true. You don't want them to be able to see each other. Plexiglass is the same as acrylic. Daniel says, I bought Corey's root tabs because you were out. Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel. That's all right. It looks like it's the same thing. I literally was pulling it up as I was reading that comment. I'm like, well, he has root tabs now. I didn't know he had root tabs. That's cool, though. I have to upgrade the packaging on mine. I like his packaging. I want to include instructions on mine. But, yeah, that's cool. Mine's a better value, though, just saying, Corey. Just saying. I give 25 and mine are cheaper. How about that? No, just kidding. If you have a sample, I'll compare them side by side. They're literally the same thing. Guaranteed, same thing. His are just a different color. His are a different color. They're probably identical, and because I'm like looking at what it contains, mine has all the same stuff. It's basically mineralized topsoil with clay additives, and yeah, so same stuff. Even it looks the same. Were you thinking about a stronger all-in-one fert? So I actually have the stronger all-in-one fert. It's just not done yet. I have the mixture. I have to order bottles, and I have to order, and I have to have the label designed, and that costs money, and all the money's going into the rack. So it's gonna be a little bit. Your root tabs are just Captain America 1 good. They're not Captain America 3 good. Well, there was no Captain America 3, was there? Captain America Winter Soldiers. Oh, Civil War you're talking about. I don't really count that as a Captain America film. That's more of an Avengers film. But I see what you're saying. Will Plant Pack have fancy packaging? So at first, it's going to be just a regular USPS box, the same way I ship most orders in. If it really takes off the way I think it will, I mean, let's put it this way. I think I have about 110 people on reserve list for it. So let's just say I get 30% of that. So we get 30 people to sign up. I mean, that's a significant amount for a subscription box on launch, I would think. So if we get to anywhere over 50 people, that will allow me to get a custom box made. That'll allow me. What are you crying about over there? What? That will allow me to get custom packaging, custom box, custom like filler and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that it gets well received. People like it, and we're good to go. It'll be good. Honey, wait, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh God! Now this one gets jealous. This one's like, oh, give me love too. Give me love too. Oh, you stink. You stink. You're smelly. Your breath stinks. What? The two of you. The two of them. All right, get down. All right, guys. I think that's about where we're going to wrap up for this evening. Remember, you could go buy your shirt. They're available for the next 7 days, so until next Wednesday. Hope you. Hey, we not only have this design, but we also have a beta design. So be sure to check it out, guys. And then I will see you guys on Sunday. Or if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you may see me earlier drilling some tanks, because I don't know if I'm going to do it on here or not. But we'll see. Maybe I'll crack a tank. Who knows? But guys, I hope you have a good rest of the week and all that good stuff. And I'll see you on the next live stream. It wasn't me. It was him. Stinky breath is him. All right. Later, guys. Look at him. He's so guilty. You see that face? Guilty. Guilty. All right. I'm out of here.